Hello fellow hunters, JBizHunts here with a video that should help answer one of the most common questions that I get. What is the most easiest map for beginners in the Hunter Call of the Wild? Now, I feel like I'm one of the most qualified people to tackle this, as I've hit new game 6 times and grinded my way back to level 60 each time. So I've been through the early game grind more than most, and probably more than I'd like to admit. If you're just starting out, or you're thinking about hitting that reset button and starting fresh, this video is going to point you in the right direction. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the base maps that you start with when you first purchase the game. They can be helpful for new players mainly because their mission structure. There are 28 main missions with 70 side missions on both Layton Lakes and Hirschfelden, which is the most for all of the maps, as new maps like ASCII Ridge as an example only come with 13 missions to get you started. Missions can guide you around the map and offer quick cash and XP boosts, but both base maps come with major drawbacks that make them less than ideal for beginners. Hirschfelden is dense, like really dense. It's covered in thick brush and forest, making it hard to spot and track animals. If you're trying to level up but can't find anything to shoot, your progress slows to a crawl. Layton Lakes is slightly more open, but honestly it feels like a ghost town at times. Even when you find drink zones to hunt, where animals like to go out and have their favorite drink of water, you won't often see other animals feeding or resting nearby. Again, if it's hard to find animals, it's hard to grow and level up and get enjoyment out of this game. Some of the most popular maps in Hunter Call of the Wild are not necessarily the best for beginners, like Silver Ridge Peaks, Thunder Baton, or Emerald Coast. They are all absolutely loaded with big game. The issue, the Ranger 243, your starting rifle, is only ethical for class 2 to 6 animals. That means you're out of luck for most class 7, 8, and 9 species without buying extra DLCs, spending your hard-earned money on stronger rifles. So, while some of those maps may be fan favorites for experienced players, they can be frustrating and a frustrating grind for beginners who don't have the proper gear just yet. No matter how bad you want to hunt tigers, bears, and buffaloes, you might want to stay away from these popular maps. Now, let's look at small game maps like Reventuli Coast or Salzwiesen Park. These are incredible maps, don't get me wrong, but they're filled with class 1 animals like birds and small game. The problem with that is the starter gear with the base game doesn't cut it, as there is no base game class 1 rifles or class 1 handguns. You'll need the Virant 22 from the Weapon Pack 3 or the Zarza 22 from the Modern Rifle Pack to ethically hunt those animals using a rifle. Shotguns work, don't get me wrong, but you'll need to unlock birdshot first, which can take some time, and upland birds specifically need to be shot mid-air to count, which can be a lot to ask for new players. That makes these maps pretty tough for new players looking to earn quick XP and quick cash. Plus, birds just don't pay as much as medium and large game, and the scaling is a little bit higher out of the gate to try and nab those birds mid-flight. So as awesome as Reventuli is, you should skip it early game. Alright, now that we've ruled out the tough ones, let's break down the top 3 beginner-friendly maps in the Hunter Call of the Wild. These are based on ethical rifle use, ease of animal access, and overall leveling efficiency. Coming in at number 3 for me is Rancho Del Rio. I know, Rancho usually lands near the bottom of people's favorite map lists, but hear me out on this one. Rancho has 10 species, and 7 of them fall between the class 2 and class 5, making them perfect targets for the starter Ranger 243. The biggest animal here we're talking about is mule deer and bighorn sheep, and they're just class 5. And while the 243 is a bit underpowered for them, a well-placed broadside shot will do the job just fine. Whitetail drink from 8 to 11, bighorn drink from 11 to 14, and mule deer drink from 14 to 17, giving you a great cycle for XP and cash by hitting up all the lakes. The terrain can be a bit tricky on the coast and some of the lakes, but overall, it's a solid beginner map for reliable action and ethical shots across most species to get you the most XP and the most cash early game. Coming in at number 2 is Quattro Kolinus, a map I feel is seriously underrated and honestly is one of my favorite maps in the entire game. It has 11 species, 9 of them can be ethically hunted with the starter rifle. The only real exceptions are red deer and Iberian wolves, but even they can go down with a decent shot and a bit of tracking. They are ethically harvested by the Ranger 243, but they are really tough. The map is named after the 4 main hills. Each one is home to a different ibex species. These ibex are amazing for cash and XP, and all of them drink between 10 and 14. Plus, they frequently hit diamond at level 4, and the odds of finding a level 5 are actually quite high if you're looking for your first trophy. On top of that, Quattro has great visibility near lakes and rivers, making spotting and approaching animals easier for beginners without skills or perks. Add in the fact that the map has over 60 missions, and this is a fantastic early game map for both learning and grinding. And my number one pick, Tay Aeroa. This is always the first map I go to when I hit new game. It has 10 species and 7 of them are huntable with the Ranger 243. Red deer are the largest on the map, and while they push the upper limit of the Ranger's effectiveness, they're still very doable with a proper shot placement with a nice broadside angle. Feral pigs and fallow deer are located close to your starting outpost and are great for fast XP and cash. And what I love about Tay Aeroa is how active the animals are. They're often feeding just a few hundred meters away from where they just drank. You'll frequently come across extra opportunities while scouting your drink zones. On top of that, Tay Aeroa is the best map to learn about Great One grinding. Fallow deer is the easiest Great One in the whole entire game to manage, and red deer is not far behind. As you progress, you can even work your way into Great One tar grinding in the mountains if you really want to challenge yourself later in the game. But that is not a strategy you want to start out early in the game, Great One grinding. But I have set up some Great One grinds early game to really get as much XP and as much cash as I can, because the easiest way to level up is through harvesting animals. If you've made it this far in the video, you're serious about starting fresh or picking the best map as a beginner, and I've got you covered. I've made full guides for best DLCs for beginners, a beginner's guide in total, as well as a how to level up fast guide. You'll find all the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It helps get the channel and the content out there in front of other hunters just like yourself. And for more Hunter Call the Wild content, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on the next JBizHunts video. And as always, fellow hunters, happy hunting.